Knock, knock, you about to get shell shot. Boom, that's my crew. My hoes, I'm down forever. That orange Lamborghini, I call it Michelangelo. Nunchuck doors and I got your back. It's like a turtle shell. Green in my pocket, you can call it turtle power. Okay. Hi, I'm Andre and I'm a black nerd with a review for you that reviews Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's the moment we've all been waiting for. Here's my review of that Ninja Turtles movie. Oh boy. And this is a non-spoiler review. I'm gonna spoil this as little as possible. I'll make a separate video where I can get a little bit more detail, which might include spoilers. I'm gonna tell you the good, I'm gonna tell you the bad, I'm gonna tell you the nerdy, or the Donatello-y, because he's a nerd in case you don't realize it from the movie, because they constantly remind you of that. Plot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's a movie with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in it. Sometimes. Best synopsis ever. Now in this review, I'm going to make some apologies. Some things that I jumped the gun about, that I got upset about, that I realized I shouldn't have gotten upset about. I'll say that again. On the other hand, there's gonna be times where I'm gonna say, I told you so. First, the good. I want to apologize to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles themselves in this movie. I've said so many things about them, about their looks, not thinking it was gonna be the Turtles that I grew up with when I saw them on the big screen. But I apologize for all that, because I will say that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are hands down the best thing in this entire movie. When they are on screen doing the Ninja Turtle stuff, whether it's talking to each other with some comedy or fighting the Foot Clan with some action, this is when this movie is good and fun and enjoyable. Motion capture is great. The actors that did the motion capture are also doing the voices, with the exception of Leonardo. They did a great job. Even having Johnny Knoxville as a voice, he did a fine job. The Turtles are fun. There's a couple of scenes that you've seen online, like one in the elevator and stuff like that. Yes, that is the Ninja Turtles that I enjoy. Still fighting, still action, but you know, allowed to have that humor. They do a really, really good job with them. So I apologize. And when you see them in the movie moving around, their stuff doesn't make me too mad. I still feel like they got a little bit more accessories than they needed, but at the same time, when Raph moves, his shades move. When Mikey moves, his beads move. They're not just standing there still. The CGI actually worked out pretty well with that. And when you see them next to other people, they don't look as huge as it seems. Like when they're fighting the Foot Clan, they seem to be on par. They're just muscly, but they're not like over top of them, except for a couple of actors. They work. When they are on screen, this movie works. I also like the personality of Splinter in this movie. Usually Splinter ends up being like this, I am just a rat that sits in the corner and says philosophical things. But this Splinter is a hardcore teacher. When the Turtles get out of line, he smacks them with his tail, he punishes them, but he's doing it out of discipline. And I think that was really cool. And you could see a really nice connection between Splinter and the Turtles. That they didn't just call him master, they called him dad a lot of times in this movie, and I thought that was kind of interesting. The second half of this movie, so much better than the first half. It kind of starts around a fight with the Turtles and the Foot Clan and Shredder, and then just from there, it just keeps going. That snow scene that you've seen a number of times in the trailers, that whole scene is fun. It's CGI fest, don't get me wrong, but it is at least a good time, and everything past that is just good action. Some people want to nitpick that stuff because, oh, too much CGI, but trust me, when I get to the bad, you're gonna see why that second half made me go, okay, yay. It's not really a spoiler because she showed up a couple times in trailers and clips, but Karai is in this film, and I like Karai. She is nice. For the, you know, couple scenes where she showed up and barked orders, I wish they would have used her a little bit more. She can, you know, hold her own against the Turtles, so it would have been nice to see her like fight the Turtles firsthand as opposed to just being behind a bunch of foot soldiers yelling orders. She basically was the Tatsu in this movie, and I think she could have been more than that. Who is the funniest character in this movie? Not Will Arnett, no. The funniest character in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is Abby Elliott. She has like 2 scenes, basically only 2 lines, but both times she talked, I laughed. So therefore, she has a 100% track record in this movie. So Abby Elliott, congratulations. You are the funniest character in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Way to go. Yeah. Now for the bad. brace yourselves. You know how earlier I got very upset when Megan Fox got cast? And I remember saying specifically it was nothing against her as a person. I just didn't think she was the right person to play April O'Neil, and I felt that having her in the movie would mean that too much focus would probably end up being on her instead of the turtles. And everyone was like, Andre, you should stop being like that. Megan Fox is hot and I want to see her in this movie. And it is true. Megan Fox is very hot. She's a very beautiful individual. I will not take that away from her. That woman is lovely. She is cute. She is good looking. But the moment that woman talks, it is insanely unbearable. April O'Neil, Megan O'Fox, oh my gosh. No, she is not April. It is painful, and the worst part about it is she never leaves. Right after the intro of the movie, April O'Neil shows up and she is there the entire time. There is literally, I think, 1 or 2 scenes of the Turtles that she is not in. She will not leave the movie. Even when there's times when the Turtles are fighting, they're fighting Shredder, they're fighting the Foot Clan, they are busy. We still gotta stop the movie and be like, well, let's see what April's doing. The camera just needs to follow April. Wherever April is, we need to follow her. That was what I was saying about having Megan Fox in this film. Because you get Megan Fox in this film, and either the director or the producer or the studios are like, oh, she's a big name. We gotta put her in every single scene we can because she's our big star. She's our selling ticket. Yes, Megan Fox is selling ticket to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a movie about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Clearly, that's not enough for your movie. Just like Transformers. Who wants to see a movie about Transformers when we got Shia LaBeouf or Mark Wahlberg? No one wants to see the giant robots and have the story be centered on them. That's stupid. That's what happens with this movie. This is actually called April O'Neil featuring the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you don't believe me, watch the first 20-something minutes of this movie and then leave. Just go into the movie right at the beginning and stay for about 25 minutes and tell me how many turtles you see during those first 25 minutes. The first half of this movie is excruciating because there are no turtles. They do like one little scene where they're like in the shadows and oh, we haven't seen them yet. And then the entire time we are just following April. There's a vigilante out there trying to fight the Foot Clan. And if I keep breathing hard, that makes me an investigative reporter. Oh, it was hurting. I was hurting. And then just when the turtles show up, it's like, okay, you can hang around, but just leave. She just would not leave. And then there are scenes, she does things. I'm not gonna spoil it. I'm gonna leave it for the spoilers review, but trust me, it was, there are some things that she does in this movie that you're just like, seriously? You just did that? Not the turtles? You just did that? Will Arnett, Vern flirts with her. Michelangelo flirts with her like the entire movie to the point of just straight up annoyance. It's like they just went, we have no other jokes for Michelangelo. He says brah all the time and he hits on Megan Fox. That's all he does. Everything I was worried about was true. Just like with Transformers being focused on Shia LaBeouf and the Transformers show up, Ninja Turtles is focused on Megan Fox and sometimes Megan Fox and Will Arnett, and then eventually we get some turtles every once in a while. That is the exact thing I was worried about, and that is what happens with this movie. And what makes it even sadder is that I was worried that I wouldn't like the turtles, and I actually ended up liking the turtles, which is why I got more upset because like, well, now you actually turned me on to the turtles that I was first turned off by, so now you give me turtles I actually like, and then I still can't see them. So now it's like, well, now I want them, you know? I'm just putting this out there because I'm sure this movie's gonna make a lot of money and I'm sure there's gonna be a sequel, so I'm just saying, please, for the love of God, you have giant Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with good voice cast, with good CGI, and with good motion capture. That should be your primary focus. Go back and watch that 1990 movie. Go back and watch Turtles 3 for God's sake. Turtles are in that movie from start to finish. They are the focus. Even when April gets kidnapped, even when April has her scenes about being a reporter, they know, okay, enough of that. Go back to Turtles. This is a movie for kids, for God's sake. You need action. You can't have a Turtles movie with 30-some minutes of no action, and that is what we got here. That's why I'm saying that second half, once it gets action going, finally, because you're just like, please, I've been waiting for this. Let's move on. And now let's talk about the Michael Bay factor. A lot of people are like, oh, Michael Bay did not direct this movie. He produced it. It is not gonna be a Michael Bay film. He produced it. He didn't direct this. We won't see things that Michael Bay usually does. You know, like good action scenes, which this movie has. Bad script. This movie has it. Terrible acting. This movie has it. Lame jokes. This movie has it. Sexualizing women. This movie has it. It's all the stuff that you see in Michael Bay films. But the problem actually, as much as it's sad for me to say this, I kind of wish Michael Bay directed this thing. It's one thing to have Michael Bay direct something and it's insane and it's crazy and it's stupid and you're just like, what the heck were you thinking, man? But at least you know that's just Michael Bay going, that's what I do because I'm Michael Bay. Having someone direct a movie and it's not Michael Bay, but is trying to be Michael Bay is actually a little bit worse. Now, granted, he did some things that were good. The movie's short. It's only like an hour and 40 minutes. We're not going into a 3-hour Ninja Turtle fest. And you can follow the plot of this one, even though it's not a good plot. It's still at least a followable plot. But all the little trappings that Michael Bay tries to do, Jonathan Liebesman does them, and it's just not with the same passion of Bay. You know, it's like if you're gonna go Bay, just get Bay and go full Bay. Don't give me a Michael Bay light. I like Splinter as a character, but Splinter's look is a little scary. They try to make him look too much like a rat, except with a Fu Manchu mustache, which is always doing this. And Tony Shalhoub, bless your heart, you're a good actor. I like you, dude, but I can tell it's you the whole time. At least with Johnny Knoxville, after a while, I was just like, you're Leonardo. I'm not hearing Jackass theme while I'm watching you talk. But Tony Shalhoub, he's like trying to do like the Splinter accent, but it's Tony Shalhoub trying to do the Splinter accent. I was like, you're not Splinter, you're Monk. How are you even in a sewer? You would freak out. This movie went through a lot of reshoots apparently, and you can tell there are cuts and slices in this thing that you're just like, what the heck happened? There's scenes when Shredder is fighting people and then he just stops and leaves and you're just like, what? Okay, because movie. Clearly lots of plot holes in this thing. It's just paced weird. And then they even do, I'm sorry if this is a spoiler, I'm sorry, but they do the ticking time bomb. And I have to just put this out there. Ever since Galaxy Quest made fun of the ticking time bomb, we gotta stop doing the ticking time bomb. It's gotta stop. The whole like, oh, we gotta fix something, break a wire, or put a computer program in before 5 seconds. Like, just stop it. Stop it. We know what's gonna happen. Just stop doing that cliche. This movie is filled with cliches, and it's sad. And with that, the tone is also off a little bit. Like, sometimes it wants to be a comedy, but sometimes it takes itself seriously. Like, sometimes way too seriously. Look, I am all for a dark Ninja Turtles movie. Like, some people think they always need to be like the 80s cartoon. No, I will take a Ninja Turtles movie that's close to the comic. I would love to see one that's darker and grittier, but you gotta do it all the way. You can't be like, now we're gonna be serious. Now we're gonna do wacky jokes. It just throws it off. Do one or the other. I'm fine with either way. Just do one. Pick it. Choose it. Do it. Shredder's a Transformer. He's too much, okay? I'm fine with him having a more robotic suit. That was okay. But then you just give him these blades that come out of nowhere. And again, with that much armor on, for some characters to be able to fight him. I'm not even, spoiler, we'll come to the spoiler review for that one. Okay, William Fichtner, Eric Sachs, why are you here? I really don't understand the concept of you. You're a brand new character, never been part of the Turtles universe, and yet you're doing the job of 2 other characters. He's Shredder's student. You know, he's learned from Shredder. Pretty much that's Karai, okay? We don't need a student. We've already got that, Karai. Let Karai be the student. Let Karai take center stage on that. And then on top of that, he's also a scientist. Yeah, that's Baxter Stockman. We got Baxter Stockman. Why don't we just use him? Why can't he take the place of that if he's working on technology? So basically, Eric Sachs has taken the role of 2 minority characters and took their stories and made it his own. Good job, Eric Sachs. Good job, Hollywood. I have my theories. I'm gonna save it for the spoiler review. I have my theories about Eric Sachs. The origin story. Yes, the origin story has changed. If you have read the IDW Ninja Turtle comics, you might see a little bit of influence from those. You can kind of see where they sort of pulled some elements from that, but they didn't pull all the elements. And in doing so, they do this thing that a lot of movies are doing lately, which is that all the main characters, they meet coincidentally, but actually they've been connected all this time. Look, every movie doesn't need to be freaking lost, okay? It's okay for characters to meet other characters and not have a personal connection in the history of their lives with them, okay? Let's just have characters meet. That allows you then to do something called, I don't know, backstory. Like, might have been nice to have a backstory on each of the turtles and show the history of each one. Why is Leonardo the leader? Why is Raphael so mad? I mean, we're supposed to just accept these things as like, oh, okay, there's things that we know because we've seen turtle stuff before. If you're trying to be a new movie, you gotta break that stuff down. Which, in your case, apparently means, oh, Donatello's a smart one. Put glasses on him and technology on him and have him talk about 63% of the analysis of 68% of the, I'm a nerd, I'm a nerd. And now for the nerdy. I mentioned Baxter Stockman earlier, and some people were like, where's Baxter in this movie? He's in there. Look really, really close. Hey, Baxter Stockman, you made stuff? Hi, I'm Eric Sachs. Get in the background. Don't go to the bathroom during the backstory. and you might see him. He's like Waldo, a black Waldo. There's a Usagi Yojimbo reference. I gotta give you props for that one. There's also a reference to Fruit Ninja, which is very weird. Like the first part of this movie, you're gonna wanna play Fruit Ninja when you're done. Cowabunga confirmed, not Booyakasha. There's no Booyakasha in this movie. So all you old school turtle fans who think that Cowabunga is such a better word than Booyakasha, the movie listened. Congratulations. That's one for us, right? The original Ninja Turtles theme song is somewhere in there, somewhere. You gotta find it, but it's in there. As well as a song that plays at the end of the movie. Not Shell Shock, I'm talking about in the actual movie. If you know the song and you know who made the song, it's like, ah ha ha, I get it, cause their names, oh, that's funny. Now I know online this movie has been getting all kinds of crazy responses. There's the old school turtle fans who are just like, this movie that the turtles I grew up with, they killed my childhood. Michael Bay ruined my childhood once again. And then you got the people on the other side who are like, oh well, I don't understand why everyone's so, this is a good movie and I never was really into the Ninja Turtles to begin with, so this is actually, I enjoyed it. I'm better than you. You just are worried about your fanboys. That makes me better person. Both of you suck, okay? This is not a killing of childhood. This is not a good movie. It's decent turtles in a bad movie. That's pretty much what it is. There's moments in this thing where this movie had potential. It reminded me a lot of the 2007 CGI movie. There's moments where you're just like, oh, this could have been good. And I think that actually hurts more. If this was really, really bad, I would have been laughing, enjoying myself, going crazy. But I think I'm more disappointed with this film. Because, like I said, when you watch certain elements, particularly with the turtles, I mean, that elevator scene that's been circulating, it's online if you want to see it. But that clip in itself is what I would have liked the whole movie to be. It was action, it was essence, it was humor. That could have been this entire film. But somewhere along the line, which is why I was so mad about the Megan Fox casting, somewhere along the line, studio, producer, director, writer, somebody got nervous of not putting the turtles front and center in this thing and thought the way to sell this movie was to put as much Megan Fox as possible, and that is where you fail. And it's nothing against Megan Fox. It could be any other person, honestly, in this role. Maybe someone a little bit more exciting would have helped, but to center a Ninja Turtles movie around other actors and not around, how many other movies are you gonna get with this opportunity? So to not use it is pretty sad, especially when they actually turn out to be better than what I thought they were gonna be. I'm not hurting, I'm not crying, my childhood is still intact. This is just a bad movie. I mean, that's really what it is. It's a paint by the numbers Hollywood flick. What I just would have wished they would have done is just something different, you know? We still have not had other mutants other than Toka and Razar in a movie. You know, there's a lot of open opportunities for that. We haven't explored Dimension X in the Ninja Turtles movie. There's a lot of different elements of that can be thrown in. So that's, I think, was what was sad. And maybe they're trying to hold that for the, you know, the trilogy, because everything's got to be a franchise now. But I would have liked to have seen some of that in this first movie. I think you could have started off strong with this. Well, if you're gonna get a sequel, you probably will, because the movie's making money. It's gonna be a hit. It's gonna make money, just like Transformers did. There's gonna be a sequel. So all I'm saying is, put Turtles first, and explore some of the other Turtle stories that are out there so we don't just get Turtles fight Shredder over and over again. Let's add some Bebop and Rocksteady. Let's add some Leatherhead. Let's add some Rat King. Let's add some other mutants. Let's add some other characters. Do something in these Turtles movies that we have not seen done, that we see all the time in the series and the comics. Or maybe that's just the problem. Maybe Turtles just works better serialized. Television shows seem to do well, except for that one time. And comics seem to do well, so maybe that's just where the Turtles need to stay. But if you're gonna keep this movie going, there's lots of Turtle stories out there. You don't need to try so hard to make a bunch of junk up. Just go with what we got, make it movie-like, and enjoy yourselves. And finally, Fanboys. It's a kid's movie. I mean, it really is. It's not for you. It is for 9-year-old boys. 9-year-old boys are gonna freaking love this movie because they're gonna see those turtles, they're gonna make little jokey jokes, and they're gonna laugh, they're gonna do like action stuff, they're gonna be like, woo! This movie is flashy pants for the kids, which is again why I'm actually so critical about that first part, because if you're gonna make a movie for kids, that's cool, but then you can't have 20 minutes of talking. Kids need stuff to happen. But yes, this is not for the 30-year-old Ninja Turtle guy. This is for the new generation. Let them have their fun, okay? If you really want your turtles, go get it elsewhere. Let them have their fun, even though their fun is a bad movie. Now I want to hear from you. What did you guys think of this Ninja Turtles movie? Question mark? Please let me know what you thought in the comments. Check out my other Ninja Turtle movie videos, thumbs up this video, and if you're new here, tickle that subscribe button. I make new nerdy videos all week, every week. I love you like a play cousin. I'm Addy 5000. Chain chomp. Yomp. Knock, knock. You about to get shell shot. We're done for now.